A ver, buenas noches, buenas noches. ¿Cómo están? Bienvenidos a un en vivo más. Eh, Tenía rato que no hacía en vivo, como un mes y medio, 2 meses por allá. Eh, bueno, espero que se encuentren bien. Hoy es viernes de carrera. Iniciamos un nuevo torneo en Le Mans Ultimate, como verán. Esta vez no es de RL. Actualmente la temporada se está dando, pero nos metimos en otro torneo en SimGrid que es de un grupo de Jamaica que organizó este torneo de Le Mans. Y bueno, vamos a participar. Es formato sprint, así como las carreras pasadas. Son carreras de más o menos 45 minutos en varios circuitos y bueno, vamos a tratar de competir y de hacer lo mejor que podamos. Esta vez vamos con el Huracán GT3 B Evo 2. Es un carro que salió recientemente y bueno, vamos a darle la oportunidad en este torneo. No es un carro sencillo de manejar, eh, sobre todo porque no sé, es un carro muy sensible en la dirección, en el tren, en el eje delantero. eh, y bueno, hay que llevarlo con pinzas, como decimos. Llevarlo con pinzas porque si no te traiciona en cualquier momento. Entonces, bueno, estamos esperando aquí el, el briefing, que creo que es en unos 10 minutos más o menos. No sé si tendrán abierto el servidor. Creo que iban a abrir un servidor de práctica, pero déjenme verificar. JSRA 2025. No sé si lo han abierto o no. Acá. Vamos a poner el código para... No. Creo que no han abierto el servidor. No me aparece. No me aparece. Bueno. Mientras esperamos que abran el servidor. Bueno, ahorita mismo estamos corriendo dos campeonatos. Este que vamos a iniciar y estamos en uno en Gran Turismo, que es el de Speedway. Una liga brasileña muy competitiva, muy reconocida actualmente. Me atrevo a decir que es la mejor liga brasileña a nivel de Gran Turismo actualmente, o de las mejores por lo menos. Hay gente de mucho nivel. Y bueno, empezamos también esta semana la primera carrera y bueno, nos pudimos llevar la victoria en, en Rota Atlanta. Así que bueno, allá empezamos bien, esperamos hoy que nos vaya bien, si no tenemos ningún incidente. La carrera es de 45 minutos, no es muy larga, probablemente sea dos paradas por lo que veo. Y bueno, vamos a ver si dicen algo del lobby. Bueno, creo que ya 5LWKS. A ver. No había entrado así antes. Dale que... Ok. Si ya lleva... La práctica lleva un chance ahí. Bueno. Vamos a entrar al Discord. Me voy a mutear porque voy a escuchar a ver si están diciendo algo y voy.
But if there's anybody that wants to show their POV during the race, you can let me know anytime between now and the driver briefing. So it's a very simple process. Of course, especially if it's a blue car that's wavy. Alright guys, so we're gonna start the driver briefing in 5 minutes. Please just use the time to get on the servo. Shouldn't be a long briefing. Just want to go over the basics. Make sure we're ready for the race.
Question, what's the good brake temperature?
Hot.
Well, that's what. Well,
Mic check. I think it's
clear.
around 400 Celsius.
Wait, what's the
well, it can reach up to 800.
why not?
I mean, why not? Engine temp, well, oil temp, don't make it past 110, right?
Once it do blow up.
And water, as long as it's not boil.
Wata. Sorry, what's the lobby code? It's not the same one as the practice one.
No, it's 5LW.
5 WFKS.
Oh, which 5?
5 WFKS, I think. Something like that. 5 WFKS.
5LW. Shakir Aiton, who you'll see on the track. He's lent us to the Race Control Pro. So if you guys do have livers, please feel free to register them in the championship, in which we can showcase them to the sponsors and even see if we can further get more sponsorship later down in the year. All right. We are hoping that the endurance series will be sponsored and not just the $50 per class, but a bigger sponsorship. So the showcase that we present through the sprint qualifying or sprint series is what will determine the goal. As most of you should know, we do believe in a clean but competitive and fair environment. All right. As everybody should know, once qualifying begins, all drivers must be in this voice chat for the duration of qualifying and the race to receive updates and instructions from the race director. All right. Push to talk will be mandatory. The room that we'll be dragging you guys in is a push to talk only room. So we do ask you guys kindly to just register that onto your steering wheel or wherever feels comfortable for you in case you need to speak to the race director or not. All right. We do have the option for POV driver cams. It is encouraged just to help us showcase the experience to the audience that will be watching. We will be live streaming, and I'll be posting the live stream link in the YouTube or in the Discord. Sorry, in the chat, or you can find it on the SimGrid racing channel. All right. So just to go over the race format quickly. We have 55 minutes of practice. We have about 20 minutes remaining, so I'm going to try and get through this as quickly as possible. So any questions, we'll ask you guys to leave it to the end. Qualifying will be 20 minutes total, but it will be split by classes. So the GT3 will be going out first with the first 10 minutes. The second 10 minutes will go to the LMP2 class. Okay, why did I hear somebody drive out? Okay. Yeah. Is he in the chat?
Let me. He's from here. Let me call him.
Okay, thank you. I really want to make sure that at least the qualifying is heard by everybody. So again, there will be 2 qualifying sessions. The first one will be the GT3 class. That will be the first 10 minutes. Once it reaches to 10 minutes on the overall clock, the silver class, the LMP2 class drivers can head out. Once the GT3 class passes the pits, we ask you guys kind of to just pull over to the side and or not the pits, but the start finish line. We ask you kind of to just pull over to the side and just teleport back to the pits. If you're not on a good lap, do not start another one after the 10 minutes mark. If you are found to do so, you will be met with a heavy penalty. If you're found during the race, it will be a penalty during the race. If not, it will be a time penalty after. Okay? So once the 10 minutes goes out, the LMP2s can start. Right? The race will be a 45-minute sprint race. There will be no mandatory pit stop. However, the fuel rate is set to 2 times. So please, if you haven't done any pit practice, please we ask you kindly to just get that done in the practice session in the next 20 minutes. There will be a safety car in the only if there's an incident of 3 or more vehicles. If you are found in an incident with 3 or more vehicles, we're going to ask you kindly to just make it known to the race director, which will be me, and we're going to ask you to not call for the safety car, but just make it known. Give me who it is, let me know who it is, and I'll look at it immediately. If I deem it necessary, I will call a safety car. If not, please, if you're not hearing me calling the safety car, please continue racing until I call safety car. All right? If there is a safety car called, I will call safety car, safety car, safety car 3 times. At that point, we'll ask the leader to safely drop the speed to 50 kilometers. And at that point, we'll allow everybody to catch back up. If there's anybody that has any penalties, you can overtake the pack, head to the pits, take the penalty. You'll be waiting at the pit exit. And once the grid passes you, you can join at the back of the pack. If you're found to join in and take back your position or anything of the sort, you will be penalized heavily. All right. Outside of that, we do just ask you guys kindly, no loud outbursts. We are on a push to talk. room. So if you are really cursing or complaining, that's an intentional motive, and at that point you will be penalized at the end of the race. We're trying our best to be, not be giving out penalties, but at the end of the day, we want a safe and a clean room for everybody to enjoy. All right. So again, it'll be the next 17 minutes of practice, a 20-minute split qualifying with a GT3 class going first, followed by the LMP2, and then finally there will be a 45-minute sprint race. There is no mandatory pit stops. At this point, the driver briefing does come to a conclusion. If there's any questions, please feel free.
Sorry,
If not, please feel free to head out.
Cesar Barahona, can you repeat again
Steven.
the safety car?
Yeah.
Final
Hello.
comment. Oh yeah, sorry.
Can you repeat again
Excuse me,
about
can you
the
hear me?
safety car?
Okay.
Okay. Well, hello. I'm new here. Well, kind of new. So I don't know. I just got onto the lobby,
Yeah.
and the thing is that something went wrong with my registration. I think, or I don't know. I am the LMP2 number 22, Andres Mora.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Is it saying server
LMU
full?
asked me. Well, I was able. Yeah, it's saying server full. But the thing is that LMU asked me to change my my online racing name and my username or something like that, because it's now different. So I don't know if
Sorry
that's
about
the
that.
reason why I can't get into the car.
Okay, I'm gonna double check, but can you spectate?
Yes, I'm here on Expectate, and I can take control, but I can spectate, yes.
But you can't take control.
Yes, and just if you look into into the drivers, you'll be able to see I guess the 38 position and Trace Mora 95.6. And my online username is just Mora, so I don't know if that's the issue, because they asked me, for some reason my name was previously showing me Santiago Racing, and they asked me, they said that there's no option in that number. They asked me to change it, so I used my other name, but
carrera o con quali?
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
I think I just lost
Formation lap has started. Green flag, green flag.
Safety car.
That time was a 1:56.31.
Yeah, you can catch up to me. lost connection. You'd have to try. You'll be joining at the back of the pack.
I can also go around myself here.
If anybody else is stopping where you can, but you're gonna have to wait until the pack passes you, and then you can rejoin at the back of the pack. Okay?
Not to repair that road, yeah.
Sorry, what was that again? He's going to the pits. The service stop and go, but he'll wait. He'll be joining at the back of the pack. Alright, so guys, you can raise the speed to 80 kilometers. Whatever is the pit speed limit, sorry. 60. Yeah.
That was stressing. Yeah.
You could have caught up to the parking lot. That Rohan had it.
Yeah, sorry about that turn one incident. I followed the car in front of me off, and it was just chaos.
It's right in the background. I was wondering what happened.
Yeah.
I'm stupid and gave myself a step cycle, man. So I just have to do it after, right?
Huh?
No, the reason is because when you're pressing people in the car, the car really comes down really, really slow to the speed limit. So you might have crossed them like you might cross into the pit lane at 61 if you're putting the car down.
Alright guys, so heads up. I'm gonna give Omar control. When I give him control, he can go at any time, and then everybody else should follow, okay? When he goes, I will go green light, and then everybody can go. Alright, if you haven't caught up, I was hoping that you would have by time.
GT3 start separated.
The GT2 start will be separate, yes. So I did 30 zone separate as well.
Probably me like that.
Separate? Yeah, thank you.
We already racing. Omar already went.
No, Omar. No. I haven't given you control.
Why the engine mashup?
Oh, not yet?
No.
What happened?
Omar, take
Well, the engine mashup for some reason. Doing nothing.
Right, Omar. Once you pass the pit entry, you have access. You do have access. It's not for GT2, LMP2.
The engine mashup.
LMP2, you have access, you have control. Green light for LMP2, green light for LMP2. GT2, Kurt, as you enter into the final corner, you have access, you have control, okay?
Just them on the engine mashup.
I don't know, bro. I couldn't tell you. Kurt, you have control now. So whenever you want to go.
Like go after the pass the finish line or
After the GT2 passes. So, green light for GT2. Anybody in the pits, you have to wait until the last one passes. Please keep it clean. And tires are cold.